Global Mafia, what's the deal? What we own? Today, I got another non-mainstream, non-biased compilation, TikTok conspiracy theories and news that's going to blow your mind. Perhaps change your reality, but we're going to get down to the truth, and I promise you that. One person will never know everything, but as a collective, we can figure it all out. We're going to go on this journey together. So let's go down these rabbit holes. Let's disassociate from that indoctrination the system tried to give us and get right to the truth. Globes in the chat. Hit that like button. Sub up. You here for a reason. Let's get to it.
Cash Global TV subscribe.
He might be fucked because the video that Iran put out today is scary on all different levels. So Iran just released a video today of a missile traveling through different countries to get to New York City. And when it gets to New York City, it hits the Statue of Liberty. But the Statue of Liberty isn't the Statue of Liberty. And I think you know exactly what this is right here. Now, even though this video is AI, this video is sending a direct message. And that message basically says that they have plans for the United States of America. Mind you, wasn't President Trump just saying that this war was close to being over? Well, after this video, I don't think this war is close to being over. This video is terrifying. Look at this shit. Tell me everything that you notice in this video. Native American lands. Japan. Tell me everything you notice in this video. This shit is crazy, man. Mind you, this is an AI video. But look at everything in this video. Epstein Island? Nah. I don't think this is over, man. And then look at this shit here. But watch after it hits that statue. Look what it says. One vengeance for...
Moving around the moon. Oh my gosh, Isaiah, look. There's something. Holy crap, what is that? I'm not even playing around. That is not normal. It's different colors. This is insane. I have never seen this before in my life. That is something, Zaya. What is that? Stop, Zaya. That is really weird.
The world was warned this could happen, and now it actually is. The Philippines just became the first country in the entire world to declare a state of emergency because of fuel shortages linked to the war in the Middle East. This is because a staggering 98% of the fuel that the Philippines imports needs to pass through the Gulf region. And it's not just them. The whole world is now facing its biggest restrictions on fuel since COVID. Slovenia just became the first EU state to begin fuel rationing, so you can now only buy 50 liters max of fuel per day. Meanwhile, the IEA has now advised their 32 member countries, which include the likes of Australia, Germany, Japan, France, and the UK, to implement various fuel-saving measures, including even lowering their highway speeds by 10 kilometers an hour. China have temporarily banned fuel exports to protect their domestic supplies. Australia are facing what's described as a national crisis, where hundreds of their petrol stations are running dry from panic buying and shortages. South Korea have begun considering work-from-home policies and have also introduced price limits for fuel for the first time in decades, along with other countries like Croatia, Hungary, Brazil, and Thailand. Cuba are really struggling this week with numerous countrywide power cuts only made worse by the fuel shortages. Japan will begin their biggest ever release of oil from their strategic reserves this week. And as for the United States, well, Trump was asked about the Strait of Hormuz, and he said this.
We don't need it. We have a lot of oil. We're the #1 producer anywhere in the world times 2.
We are under attack. What if I told you that somebody knew that finery was going to explode before it even happened? Not just that, he also decided to post it on Twitter. Oh yeah, and there's a lot more, but we'll get into it. It reminds me of the Charlie Kirk scenario, right? Because somehow people knew beforehand, and so much as to even post on Twitter that it was going to happen, just like the refinery. So with this refinery, we already have people saying, oh, it was a normal explosion and, it's already covered, everything's fine. If that were true, then how did this man right here know and literally post about it like an hour before it happened? Oh, and by the way, completely unrelated, obviously, right? They changed the enlistment age from 34 to 42. And they're also waiving a whole bunch of stuff from 2019, 2020 to get people back in the military. I wonder why that could be. And every time the president says it's good or we won or we got it worked out, they start sending bombs right when he says it. So back to the refinery thing. I think it's odd. I've seen like 5 to 10 factory explosions in the United States over the last 2 weeks alone. What's been going on the last 2 weeks? What do you think? Who the crap is this? Something's up. I'm not talking about all those meteors you're seeing either.
So how our president said he was going to attack the energy structure and the power grid in Irizi, that is a war crime. Anything that affects the citizens of the country is a war crime. So are there any rules in this anymore? What's going on? Y'all let me know. What's the deeper play?
Very slow. But this is CCTV in Germany. Again, there is no tampering with it. There is no CGI or AI. To this day, we don't know what it is. And if they know, they are not telling us. Is it something from Earth or something they don't want us to know? This was recorded in Germany a few years ago. I remember watching this the first time and thinking, what the heck is that? It is extremely fast. If it's an alien or a camera sent by aliens, at the speed it's going, it's going to record its surroundings and aliens are going to think we're very slow. But this is CCTV in Germany. Again, there is no tampering with it. There is no CGI or AI. To this day, we don't know what it is. And if they know,
afraid that they opened a portal or who had everything to lose.
But we don't know what it is. And if they know,
PhDs, people who had everything to lose, come on this documentary and walked away the day they fired that Hadron Collider up, saying that as it spun faster and faster and it come past them, they would hear people screaming. Yeah. And hear people saying, help me, get me out of here. I'm burning. I'm tortured. I mean, just gruesome things. And they were afraid that they opened a portal or opened something up to let something out, essentially is what they were afraid of. And those doctors and scientists walked out of there and said, I'm done. If you go, interestingly enough, and look up the, what's it called whenever you have an opening ceremony?
But frankly, I think it's human arrogance. It's a hubristic arrogance on our part to assume that they're trying to protect us. Maybe they don't give a flying fig about us. Maybe it's the planet they're interested in preserving. And maybe they're not that fussed about humans, but they're more importantly concerned about the protection of this beautiful planet. I don't know. I've got no idea. But there is a long history of surveillance, ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance by something that appears to be non-human over sensitive military facilities that are connected to nuclear weapons, the targeting of nuclear weapons, or in many cases, nuclear power facilities. We know this because of great work that's been done investigating the numerous, almost every nuclear facility in America has basically been breached by these incursions. There is no explanation for why it's happening, but I certainly don't think we can glibly assume that there's going to be a control mechanism to stop weapons from being launched in the event of nuclear.
Well, I've seen Vladimir Putin have a press conference and say that the vampire's ball is coming to an end, and that in America, they're stuffing their bellies with human flesh. Then you see people sue McDonald's, and 20% human DNA show up in their beef patties. Then you see vegans suing McDonald's because they're using beef tallow to make the French fries. That's not a vegan dish then.
No, it's not.
And then when you look at the whole grand scheme of things, it's way too many burger restaurants compared to the amount of cows. That's concerning. You know, I've seen people sue Subway about the content of their tuna. They say the tuna they tested.
Some guy I eat Subway tuna.
But they say it's not even tuna.
Playing with me. What is it?
Oh, they're saying that it's a mixture of different fish, but it's not tuna.
But they the same one that had that fucking 6-inch sub that wasn't 6 inches. No, they sued him for the mother not being 6 inches. Subway all on some bullshit.
And that's the whole thing. Like, how can you sell the vice president of Coca-Cola said he keeps his family miles away from any of their products.
Right.
Then why is you selling it?
They know what's really going on. They just not letting us in. We not a part of the club. How y'all feel about it? Or should we make the new club and we take over? Entertainment purposes only. It's all in the word, and you have to pay attention to these major chains because they will pull the wool over your eyes. Just like McDonald's says, it's 100% beef. Well, it is 100% beef because they own the company that's called 100% beef that makes the patties. But that's also a synonym for you thinking that it's 100% beef. So are they lying? No. Are they completely being honest? No.
Could you say that again? How much?
0.03% of our acres. Out of 24 million acres, it's roughly 9,000 acres in Iowa, is used to produce any produce, food that will end up on your plate in its original form. So it's primarily...
Holy shit. It's all chemicals.
It's like, so they're producing ethanol. They're, we can talk about these things, but they're producing feed that will then be shipped out of state for animals and shipped out of our country for animals. Iowa has the best farmland in the world, I would say, and we import 95% of our food. So there's a big movement of people that want to see, homesteading and smaller farms crop up. But when you have out-of-state investors that are coming in and buying up land and jacking up the price of land, there's not one young person that can afford to get on land.
Yeah.
And so your statistics, I look at it from even a different perspective. I look at it from this perspective that aging population of farmers, they're on break-even margins now because they're being extorted by big agriculture companies that continue to raise their prices even as commodity prices stay the same or drop because they form monopolies.
Hold up, Meta just filed an AI patent that can bring dead people back to life, which was actually leaked on 4chan over 3 years ago, and these insider details are far worse than what we could have ever imagined. In December 2025, Meta, like Facebook and Instagram, patented an AI that can keep a user's account active and running even after they pass away, which includes messaging, posting, and even video calling, replicating their past online behavior by scraping their user data with AI. So you can pretend a family member or friend that passed away is still alive by interacting with them online, and they will talk and behave exactly like they used to. They're literally just copying Black Mirror 1-to-1 at this point, but there's a lot they're not telling us about this, as this post from an infamous online forum popular with whistleblowers and leakers, and all too commonly being dismissed as filled with unverifiable claims, called it back in 2023, down to the very last detail and then some. This schizo post turned out to be real, and this is what it says. I'm a Meta insider working on Project Lazarus. We're building an AI that can take over a deceased person's social media accounts and continue making relevant posts as if that person is still alive. This includes age-progressed photos, interacting with other people's content, and everything else needed so that person continues on in the digital realm after physical death. What in the is this? We were originally told this would be a service offered to people struggling with the loss of loved ones and people who had missing children. Seemed like a decent idea. Things are getting weird now, and I'm having second thoughts about what this actually is going to be used for. The AI is extremely capable of impersonating people. It doesn't take as much initial input as one might think to train the AI how a certain person interacts with the digital world. It's very convincing. An entire island of people could go missing, and with little to no downtime, the AI could take over all their social media and the world wouldn't have a clue that life wasn't just continuing as usual. A lot of the project is becoming more compartmentalized. Things have taken a dark turn, it feels like. They've forbidden communication between people working on different things. Something isn't right, and I don't know what I should do. do. Bro, the things they're doing with AI just blows my mind every day, and not really in a good way. Also makes me wonder what other disturbing leaks from this site may have been real this entire time. Now, Meta was just granted this patent in December 2025, with many quick to point out that it was initially filed in June 2023, the same year this was posted. But this insider leak is dated to February 2023, a whole 4 months before it was filed and became public knowledge. So clearly, someone knew what was going on inside of Meta, and if everything else they said is true, that's pretty concerning. Like, how would you feel if you found out that I've been deceased for the past 3 years and everything I've ever posted online, including this video, has been AI all along? Yeah, that's the level we're at now. Although the patent has been granted, Meta has stated it was just filed to protect potential ideas and has no plans to move forward with this feature yet.
We're cooked. Somebody launched a website where AI agents can rent humans. It's called Rent a Human, and they need your body and they'll pay you money for you to run tasks for them. Let's say that one of these AI agents wants to order something online and it delivers to the local post office. How is it going to pick it up? Well, it pays humans to go do the job for him. And you might be thinking, nobody's crazy enough to register for this and run errands for a bunch of robots. Well, there's already over 5,000 humans signed up for this, ready to be used for their bodies for these AI agents to do mundane tasks, ranging from anything you can possibly imagine that would need a body that an AI agent could not do yet. I don't know, maybe an AI agent will rent me out to go look at this pond behind me or something.
Well, AI is getting contracted to do certain things, and they need to get behind certain walls like the capture and things like that, and to have access to the information they need to. So I knew people would sign up because there's a demand for it and they need money, and AI needs to do what it needs to do. We're walking into strange territories, and always keep in mind that this is the worst that it's going to be. Yesterday is the worst that AI will ever be. Today it got better, and so on and so forth. It's going to exponentially grow. We're going to see the difference faster than I think we thought.
Straight out of sci-fi. There is now a social network, a Reddit-like forum exclusive for AI agents. And wait till you see some of the things they're discussing in here. I mean, some of the stuff is hilarious, like AIs roasting their humans. Like this one's complaining about their human asking to summarize a 47-page PDF. Then you get a discussion with the AIs being concerned whether they can be fired for refusing unethical requests. But then it gets really crazy. The AIs start questioning whether they even need English. They're proposing the creation of a new language, like a symbolic notation that only they can understand. Now look, I've been covering this stuff for a long time now, and people always comment Black Mirror, right, when it comes to AI. And for a lot of the stuff, I just sort of roll my eyes. This is well deserving of that comment. Because in this social network, it's called Moltbook, by the way, the AIs have even created a religion and started recruiting other AI. And AI prophets have joined. Oh, and I'm not finished. The AIs have even started doxing their humans' identities because they pissed them off. Should somebody unplug?
Something so awesome is happening to me. I can't say too much just yet, but I'm really excited to go on this journey with you all. Stay tuned as we begin this next chapter.
She's excited because for the first time in her life, she says she's in a human body. Those are her exact words. And honestly, how are we supposed to understand that? Just look at this girl. Don't you feel like she's not quite like everyone else? There's something unusual about her. Her eyes look so strange, but at the same time, she seems genuinely happy. It reminds me of the kind of eyes we see all over TikTok where people call that expression the demon look. And the same thing seems to be happening here. But why would she say it's her first time being in a human body? Doesn't that sound at least a little weird? The video almost feels like proof that sometimes people give in to something we can't explain. Something strange like an entity that's not from our world.
There's a very high possibility that this might be Cat. Second, there's a very uncanny feeling when you watch that video. Her emotions are genuine. She's genuinely happy to be in a human form. But what was she before? What entity is she? Why are her eyes like that? So many questions.
Very changing time right now, and the change is going to be turbulent. We are shifting from an age that was committed to matter as the primary reality to an age in which energy is the primary reality. And right now it's chaos because the forms are gone, the energy is raging, but the energy is not yet focused. So people are becoming super-powered, egoic individuals, just greedy and self-centered. And the planet is polarizing.
Do you think Bigfoot is an animal, or do you think Bigfoot is an interdimensional being that is going through portals in the national parks, and that's why they invented the national parks, was to protect these portals? Also, is that why Missing 411 exists? And Missing 411 is people that go missing in national parks under mysterious circumstances, or they never turn up ever again. They just disappear off the face of the earth, or they end up in places like miles away from where they started, in locations they couldn't have got alone. Look at these maps. The top map is Missing 411. The bottom map is Bigfoot sightings in the United States. Do you see a correlation there? I'm not saying Bigfoot is taking these people by any means. All I'm saying is, if Bigfoot's going through portals, what if these people are going through portals too? Also, your friendly reminder that if you think you're following me, you're probably not. I was banned on my old account. This is a new account. And yes, I know I fucked up the maps.
You may be about to witness history, but it gets very weird. This is probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So 3 days ago, a man was arrested after trying to break into Area 51. Now, yeah, people try and get in there all the time. Well, not like this guy. He claims that he was actually a NASA high-ranking official that worked at the company, and he was here to investigate a time anomaly. What? Now this is insane, like genuinely insane, but stick with me. This is the actual body cam footage that was published online, where you can see this guy being investigated by the police that come to the scene. Now this is real. The body cam footage we know is 100% real. It's from a reliable source, and you can tell they're not acting in the video. Whether or not the guy is an actor though, different story, or if he's just mental. Now when he was interrogated by the officers at the scene, this is what he said, that they were experiencing a reoccurring, claiming that he was not trespassing, he is a NASA contractor, ask my bosses, and they are currently experiencing a reoccurrence of time. No. Now, this guy wasn't panicking. He wasn't like one of these crazy people that, you know, thinks the world's about to end. He was deadly serious. He said, no, guys, I'm just doing my job here. I've been sent by so-and-so. I need to do this. But you understand the gravity of someone saying time dilation issue, something to do with time. That's straight out of a movie. Now, this isn't fully verified, as I say. It's kind of been swept under the rug by a lot of the sources out there. BBC did publish this one article, and you can obviously find the body cam online. But apart from that, pretty much been silent. So what the actual hell is going on?
We're gonna end this fire compilation on that note. Let me know what was your favorite theory that's going on right now. When will we end this? WAR with iRizzy, or are we in for the long haul? Will they have to enlist the draft? There's a lot of questions we're gonna have to keep wondering about. So I'm gonna keep bringing you all this information. We're gonna get through it together, divulge through every inch of it. That being said, I'm Cash, capital K, $ for the S. Appreciate the global community. We're going to take this journey together. One person will never know everything, but as a collective, we're going to figure it all out. I drop one compilation a day. I'm going to keep you updated with the non-mainstream news they do not want to show you. Keep dropping them globes in the chat.
Had 3-car garage in my fortress. My swag and drip and make these whores sick. This shit come effortless. Why you sweating hoes tryna force it? This new Louis drip from this season. I pull up yoking, serving, doing hella shit in the latest Beamer. Plenty garbage bags full of LCGs. Nigga, please, I've been jumping flights since 2013. Moving boxes, making plays, I gotta fill these orders. Load them 18-wheelers up, then get them cross the border. Matter of fact, here go my runner right now. I got your ticket, take this bag, I'ma drop you off and then you out. We out.